Hello and welcome to Big Jim Gaming, where we have new videos every Friday and lots of bonus content during the week too. And I'm going to talk to you about today the Game Boy Advance. So why get a Game Boy Advance in the first place? If you've seen any of my other videos, I've said before, if you want to play Game Boy Advance games, play them on a DS Lite. You get your lovely backlit screen, better quality audio, and really 25 quid on average, maybe 30 at a push, so they're cheaper too. Well, it is that backwards compatibility which makes me say to you, get a Game Boy Advance. Only this time, you're not going to use it for Game Boy Advance games. You want to use it for your Game Boy Colour games. Now, I loved the original Game Boy Colour. I had one when it came out and it was awesome. I remember going everywhere playing this thing, and at the time it was the best you could get, so you didn't feel like you were missing out. Well, that was some time ago now, wasn't it? And that little dark square where you need to be under the full midday sun or a searchlight like a criminal if you want to see anything, well, there's a better way now. And that's why you need a Game Boy Advance. Now is the perfect time to get yourself a Game Boy Advance. Prices at the minute for retro stuff, as I'm sure you're aware, are just going higher and higher and higher. It's getting silly. If you don't get one now, you're going to be ending up paying 10, even 20 quid more in a year or so's time. Mark my words. So let's go through a few little tips to make sure that your Game Boy Advance is a good one. First of all, if you're looking at getting one of the original Game Boy Advances, the AGS, don't pay any attention at all to any scratches on the screen.
The screens on these are just a piece of plastic covering the main LCD. So you just give it a good old push, separate the adhesive from the shell, pop a new one back in again, you'll get a new one for around 5 quid, and you can make your screens on these look new really, really easy.
And everything else I have to say applies to all three models. Now, I don't have the backlit 101 model to show you because they're well over 100 quid, 120 plus usually, and that's a lot of money. But I do have my prized SP001, the front lit one. So I'm going to use this as an example, show you what to look out for. So what do we look out for? Well, I'm not going to patronise you by saying check out the outside condition. You can check that for yourself. Likewise, common sense, make sure the hinge is holding it up. If it's just flopping around and not staying open, that's a difficult repair. I'd walk away from that one. Now, if you're going for the clamshell design, you should find the screen in relatively good condition. Obviously, the clamshell design's main advantage was how well it protected the screen in your pocket. And if I bring it a little bit closer as well, because there is one thing you do want to look for, and that is dead pixels. Now, if you look in this bottom corner here where my finger is, you'll see I've just got 1 or 2 little dead pixels there. Now, that doesn't bother me because it's happened while I've had this, because I've had it a very long time. But it is something to be aware of. Obviously, if it's in the middle of your game, you're not going to enjoy it. Next up, and these are the most important things. First of all, the charging port. What you want to do, get yourself a torch or just use the torch on your mobile phone, shine it into the port here, and you're looking to make sure there are absolutely no signs of corrosion whatsoever. Now, if there are, yes, it can be cleaned, but you really don't want to buy one with it in the first place. And of course, if you are getting the AGS model, which takes AA batteries, just make sure there's no corrosion in there as well. Next up, you want to do a physical test with the charger. All you need to do, don't even need to be plugged in for this, although it does help to plug it in to make sure it works. Get it in there and make sure your charger slots in nice and easily. It should be firm, but not forced, and it shouldn't come out with a gentle pull either. It should need to be pulled out directly. Now, if you do get one where the charger port falls out without even any leverage, that's not a good sign. It means things are starting to wear out inside, where it's been used a lot. I would avoid that one. Equally, if you're getting one where you have to really force it in as hard as you can, you're going to break something. You don't want to do that either. Either of those signs do mean the charger port is on its way out. Now, that is not an expensive piece to purchase, but it does mean you'll need to be handy with one of these, a soldering iron. Next up, we want to be doing the same exercise with the cartridge slot. So again, get your torch, shine a light, and not only are you looking for any signs of corrosion, but you are also looking to make sure all of these pins inside are straight and exactly where they should be. One bent pin, yes, you can bend it back into place, but it inevitably means there's something wrong in there and it's had a hard life. And of course, you want to test that cartridge slot as well. If the advert doesn't say it includes a game, or a charge cable for that matter, take one with you and insist on testing it when you're there. Don't get fooled into buying something broken on the basis of it being unable to be tested, because that's generally code for it's broken and I don't want to tell you. Take either a Game Boy Colour or Game Boy Advance game, pop it in the slot, you should hear it click into place. It should be firmly gripped in there, so it's not going to fall out, but equally you can pull it out just with a little bit of pressure. And of course, numero uno, make sure it works. What you don't want is one that's so loose that you'll be sitting playing your game only for it to fall out. Not only is that a real bummer and it ruins your game that you're enjoying, but it means it's on its way out and broken. Equally, you don't want one that is so difficult to get the cartridge in that you have to really slam it to get it in there to work. That means it's on its way out. And not only could you damage your precious games, you're going to make this half broken to fully broken very quickly. Now that part is not easy to replace, even if you are a daban with a soldering iron. You see, it's attached to the motherboard. And generally, it means replacing the motherboard. Well, they're pretty much the same price as a console anyway. So if the game cartridge slot you're in any doubt of at all, don't be afraid to walk away. In fact, if the cartridge slot isn't working as it should do, I suggest you run away as fast as you can. Now, with all that said, these are really, really sturdy little machines. They're probably one of the most robust handhelds you can buy. 20 years old, give or take, still working as good as the day it was new, apart from 1, maybe 2 dead pixels at the bottom of the screen. I can live with that. And the fact that they command such a price, you're looking at the same price as a Game Boy Colour second-hand on the used market, around £40 to £50, and you can still rely on them. You can play it for as long as the battery will last, take a battery pack with you, and get a USB charger, which you can buy easily third party for less than £3. Play it all day. The speaker even works as good as the day it was new. Obviously, compared to the current Switch, the sound's a little bit different, but it's as good as it was back then. I'll say again, now's the time to get a Game Boy Advance. I personally prefer the SP. I'd love a 101 with a backlit screen, but as I said, very expensive. The 001 is a real bargain at the minute. Same price as a Game Boy Colour. If you shop around, there's no telling what you could get, but if you use £50 or below as a guide, unless it's a limited edition, you should find one quite comfortably for that. And they're just a really great little machine. You can enjoy your Game Boy Advance games, you can enjoy your Game Boy Colour games in the best way possible, and it should last you for years to come. I hope you enjoyed that. Check out Big Jim Gaming. I've got loads of more videos coming this week, even before our regular Friday video. And of course, if you want to subscribe, don't fight the urge, just press it. Watch this space for more videos. See you soon.